Did my button work though? Oh,
Oh. Oh.
wait, Anthony's got to talk first.
What do you
Oh.
mean I have to talk first?
Talk first.
Now we're good. Now we're good.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason
Um,
is so that I can see all of my volume meters go up and know that that's like good, you know?
yeah, I guess I'm doing the same thing, but oh no, mine's not working.
Oh no.
They won't be able to hear me.
Oh no.
Why can't
The
why can't
travesty.
they hear me?
Oh
Why
no.
can't they hear
Why
me?
can't-
Well,
So for audience, if you didn't
Failed to
notice,
launch.
we have a pseudo special guest.
Mhm.
I'm sure my dad will be sitting in the background. Feel free to say hello. Ash, what's up? Wave. Oh, that's guys. I finally found an artist that I have requisitioned to do some emotes. So we'll have some emotes soon.
Sick.
I only have one for Taphaven being done, but obviously all of them will be useful. But we all need to get one. The first Taphaven emote will be a cheers emote.
A cheers emote.
Yes. So easy. Whenever we do cheers, now we have a cheers emote.
Okay.
It's perfect. We need to get 3 of them, one for each of us, but that way people can do, Astolfo cheers, Nat cheers, and Bordeman cheers.
Adorable.
Exactly. It'll
Nice.
be
Who did
great.
you requisition?
So I went on to Fiverr and I found somebody that I thought looked really good. They're actually one of the highest rated ones, but it is Tinrin Maru.
Tenrin Maru.
Yeah, and their work just looked really high quality comparatively to the other ones. Their prices weren't too bad, and they just had very fun emotive emotes. So
Cute.
I was like, okay, I'll get 4 of them. Worst
Link,
case
or
scenario.
it didn't happen.
Link
much is
or
an
it didn't
emote?
happen. Oh, and two of them are going to be animated as well. They do animated emotes.
Ooh.
So I got 2 animated, 2 static. I'm excited to see what they do. They're supposed to have the sketches sometime in the next few days. So then
Okay.
I'll get to approve them, and then they'll actually end up drawing all of them up.
How much does an emote go for nowadays?
A lot of money, actually.
An
So
emote goes for like what? 100? 200?
no, actually not that bad. Luckily.
Okay, then good. I was like,
yeah.
that's actually expensive. What are we like? What, $80?
It depends on the person. It looks like the high quality ones, like the ones from Tenrin Maru and stuff like that, cost like 6. Let's see. How much did it cost me? It looks like for 4 emotes. Let me find the breakdown of where they did. They had like a receipt for some of their pricings. Where did they put that? I think it's like a total for 4 emotes. It was 120.
Hmm.
So not too
That's
bad.
That's not
30
too bad.
each.
Yeah. So it was essentially 30 each, but the static emotes were less than the animated one. I think it was like 50. And you lost your gifted sub to Strippin'?
Yeah.
What? What did you
Wow.
do? What
I
did
don't
you?
know.
Where
No,
is my
gotten lucky.
support? Where's the love?
Stripping.
Wow.
You're not tripping.
What do you mean?
That's not your name.
No. I thought you were saying that you lost the gifted sub because you gave it to Strippin instead of me.
No. I have not subbed to Strippin in ages, but I have been subbed to Strippin for ages thanks to gifted subs from his community.
It's too confusing.
I see. I see.
It's one of those where you like tune into it for 2 minutes and then 2 weeks later you get a gifted sub.
You know, I was so depressed earlier. It was last year sometime. For the longest time, I was in the top 10 longest subscribers for the Day 9 channel.
And
Oh,
then
wow.
something
I was
happened.
like number 6. I ended up losing my credit card and I had to get a new one, and I forgot to update the Twitch one for like a few months. And it dropped me by like 100 slots,
Oh,
right?
he's no longer important.
because I started
No more.
subscribing to him like the minute I got my first job, and that was right after he switched to Twitch. That was like the beginnings of Twitch, right? And I subscribed super early, and then a few of the top subscribers ended up like dropping out for a while. So I ended up getting into the top 10, and I was in the top 10 for a long time until last year. And then I dropped out, but you know, there was 100 or so people that had gotten in the few months after that, obviously. And so the minute it dropped the credit card for a month, it was like, boom, you're out.
Y'all, you know what I dropped?
What?
Myself on my knee.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to say you got another
Stop
concussion.
hurting yourself.
Dude, I was like, okay, so I was taking the dogs out and checking on the cows, right?
Okay.
Cows are like almost out of water. So I got to go turn the
Okay.
water on, but I got to go turn it on inside because it was somehow became freezing again. Okay. So
Somehow.
Ooh, jeez.
In the Appalachians.
Deku is looking at the cow like direction. He's thinking about going to them. This means he might go and get full of shit. Okay.
Covered
so-
in shit. Not
Does he
I'm
just like
like-
roll
not gonna-
around
he's
in
not gonna
the
eat the
yard?
shit.
He doesn't roll around, but if it's wet enough, it gets all up in his, chest and his legs and stuff like that. Not fun. You don't want to clean that.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
sounds like
it's-
the worst.
It's surprisingly easy to clean because they're like hydrophobic coat, but still you don't want to do that. So I get into the basement and I book it in my flip-flops.
Oh, it's freezing.
I
Oh, no.
round one corner, completely fine. I go to round the next corner, and I still can't even imagine how it happened, but somehow my left foot is not on the ground anymore, but instead my left knee is with all of my weight, and I knock over a fan. I think I shifted my weight a little bit
You
because I
barrel roll.
rolled. I did roll a little bit.
Mhm.
I immediately
barrel
reached
roll.
for my phone because I thought it was going to be so bad that I wasn't going to be able to walk. I thought I was about to have to call my wife. I was like, it's over. Like, I just shattered.
fallen. I can't get up.
I hit it
Oof.
so hard, dude.
It's funny.
I hit it so hard. I was like, there's no way I can get up from this.
Yeah, you're dead. It's
no.
over. Your leg. You might
But-
as well just amputate the leg.
And so I'm holding on to my leg like this. Oh, you can actually see reminiscence of it, whatever.
Remnants.
Remnants
Got
of
you,
it.
fair.
Thank you. And so I'm holding my phone, I'm holding my leg, and the pain doesn't get like insanely worse. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah. I didn't
Maybe
die.
I'm not dead.
Yeah,
probably-
yeah. I
we're
made
probably
it.
okay. So I limp around, and eventually I'm mostly okay. I did use crutches for like a couple hours though.
Just to make sure.
Well, because
See,
like
Anthony, crutches for a few hours does not stop the actual injury. You were fine before the crutches. The crutches did absolutely.
Well-
I just want you to know.
Well, so what happened was I was like, okay, wait, I can walk. This is okay. I'm still walking. But then when I sat down, it started to be like really painful in a different weird way. And I was like, okay, I should probably give this a bit more.
You need to wrap it. You need
rest
to
and
ice it.
stuff
You need
like
to
that.
compress it. Yeah, you
Right.
need to wrap it, ice it, and then you need to go ahead and elevate it.
Yeah, I did a lot of ice and elevation, and it was better way faster than I thought it was gonna be. Nothing
You
That's
fractured.
absolute psychopath.
But yeah, so
I
what
know
are we
you
drinking?
didn't do it on purpose.
So
Give me some painkiller.
well,
The worst part,
boy, have I got a
honestly-
painkiller for you.
The worst part right now is that it's like mostly better, but if I put any weight on it, like like getting on your knees or something like that, or leaning on the couch, like that still hurts a lot.
Yeah, that is the worst. I have had so many different types of knee pains over the years, and some of them have that thing where when you touch it the wrong way, it's like, by the way,
I actually lied. I told y'all that my first thought was, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to walk. I should call my wife. My actual first thought was, oh no, I'm gonna be like Eric. I'm not gonna be able to walk anymore. I'm not gonna be able to get out
You're
of the
gonna have
car.
to battle
Savage.
roll out of every
Savage.
car that you ever get into.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
exactly,
hey.
exactly.
you just need a landing strip next to every car, and you're good, and you're good.
You need to see a physical therapist.
And when your engines go as hard as mine do, sometimes you need some breathing room.
Eric
when
needs
you get
a
out of the
upgrade to
car.
his suspension.
Dude, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. I'm
That's
proud
funny.
of you.
That's funny.
Hold on. I'm going to get this little terrorist out of my room real quick. Hold on. But
Oh,
go ahead and intro.
the dog. I thought he was
Yeah.
talking about the
No,
drink.
The drink.
I thought he was
He's
trying
like,
to.
I gotta throw this stuff out
I
right now.
struggled to like get it out of the box, man. I thought that's what that thing, the new one.
I feel like they could just do a better job of
Not having
figuring
sharp
out,
edges.
or just figuring out how to do the boxes differently.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. They constantly poke me and scratch me. It's not
They
pleasant.
indeed do.
I don't know if there's a better way. I mean, you gotta try the other service, you know?
Was actually talking with my dad about that right before the podcast because he was
Oh, yeah?
asking about Flaviar and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't know if for year 3 we'll do the same one. We'll probably switch to one of the other advent calendar whiskey services that exist. I think I sent you one that's like custom tailored for people.
Yeah. I remember it looked pretty good. And
Did I miss it? Gah.
We just poured, Nat. We just poured. That's it.
Let me
oh,
catch up.
this year's Flaviar, I think so far has been way better.
Yes.
Agreed.
We have not
this
had a
Flaviar
Yeah.
has been significantly better. I think our average, I'd have to go back and check, but our average for this one is closer to 4, and our average for the first one is closer to like 2.5, 3.
Whoa. Yeah, that's really bad. This will
So,
mark a quarter
how-
of the way through, right?
However, I will say we also have 2 releases that are coming later that I know we've already had them, and they're just whiskeys that we already love a lot. So I
Okay.
know that those are going to lift up the average too. So
Okay, yeah.
But they were present in the last one, right?
and
no?
yes, but the lesser version of them.
Ah.
So now we're getting the better versions of the same distilleries later down the line.
So this.
Yeah, so it's just going to be better. So
Just do better. Just do better.
so yeah, this is from New York Distilling. So this is one of the Brooklyn distilleries. And one of the bigger Brooklyn distilleries. This is called the Jaywalk Rye. And right off the nose, this smells exactly like a rye.
Yep.
Right? Have you smelled a lot of ryes, Dad? What does this smell like to you?
I mean, this is very pleasant, sweet rye to me.
It's a pleasant rye, yeah.
Like a rye bread, kind of like baking, like spices, but
Almost like a
spicy
rye
baking
cinnamon bread.
spices.
Cinnamon bread. Ooh, like a monkey bread almost. Speaking of monkey
Like a
bread.
cinnamon bread. Funnily enough, B made monkey
I
bread
know,
this
I
week.
saw that. That's why I said
You saw it? Yeah.
God, I'm trying to lay you up. And you just
Hey,
don't listen.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm playing with you.
Oh yeah. I just sniffed some cinnamon, and oh man, that is really there.
Yeah,
Jaywalk
you can definitely
rye.
get some of the cinnamon here. So this is
The big
40,
red baby.
46%. So we're looking at a 92 proof. So not too bad on the proof. Pretty middle of the road on the proof. I don't think they have an age statement for this that I know of.
Just 92 proof. I don't see any age on the booklet. You let me know.
Yeah, I was looking to see if they had an age statement
Maybe,
easily accessible, but I don't see one.
maybe
so
a
we're
hint-
probably looking at a blend.
Maybe a hint of brown sugar.
I'm getting the orange.
Ooh, it actually looks like this is a blended rye of 6 to 8 year ryes.
6 to 8 is not bad.
Yeah, that's honestly not bad for a 6 to 8 year.
Oh, buddy. Oh man, he's got
What
a
did you
case of
smell?
Mondays. Oh, here we go. Hold on,
I put my nose too close to the chocolate, and I snorted it.
Oh
Anthony.
my goodness.
I'm.
He did it again. Do you remember when he did this in
I
like
do.
episode 2?
I haven't done it with one of these. Oh,
My gosh.
I'm glad it wasn't the tobacco.
We can't take you anywhere.
Well, we've come full circle, friends. Cheers to episode 48. We are almost at
48?
our 50th
Two more
episode.
to 50, friends.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tink. Ooh. Okay. I could get a ring off of hitting the camera. I probably should do that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, cheers to Anthony snorting things.
Mm-hmm. Cinnamon.
Yeah, you get I get a lot of cinnamon.
Right off the top. I
get a
don't
lot
really
of
get the
baked
citrus though.
Rye. I get a lot of rye.
There's a lot of rye at the bottom of that.
Yeah. But it's not as spicy as the nose is, actually, I would say. I would
Mellow
say it's
rye.
very mellow. Yeah.
I don't see the orange or the grape. I mean, I get the grape from like the tannin almost aftertaste, but I'm not getting
You know what I get?
orange.
I don't get orange, but I get orange rind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of orange rind.
Is there something like against having a juicy orange like whiskey? Is it like it's just too close to like chocolate or what? No, sorry, not chocolate, but is it too close to it just being like a
I think
a
it's
very
hard to
sweet.
get the level of sweetness that you would need for it to taste like pulpy. But
yeah.
it's very easy to get the bitterness and dryness of the rind coming through.
Anybody getting custard?
Custard. Is that on the thing?
It is. Maybe a little.
I don't know that I'm getting custard.
I am getting burnt.
Dad, what do you get? What is your flavor? Like break down all the flavors that you taste here. Cinnamon.
Rye.
A little bit of rye.
I think the rye is overpowering.
The rye is overpowering.
Fair.
Would you concur?
Yeah.
The rye does overpower a lot of the other nuanced flavors.
There's
for
nothing
sure.
at the bottom but rye.
Yeah. Like once you get to the like it's coated your mouth and it's kind of just sitting there.
It closes the door.
It's
It closes
just
the door.
rye. Just
Yeah.
rye and orange rind is what I get.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to smell anything anymore. So I blew
You
my
get orange
nose
rind as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it came out brown.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's heavy on the.
a
it's
lot of
got this
chocolate in
citrusy bitterness.
Anthony.
Everything smells like chocolate cake.
Anthony.
Wait, that's okay, but that's because you snorted a giant piece of chocolate into your nose. That's not the whiskey.
I know.
That's not a whiskey problem. That's
Powdered
a
chocolate.
personal problem.
I know.
Anthony, I know. Okay, I know.
That's funny.
Not bad though. I mean,
Yeah, it's not a terrible rye. I mean, we've had some great ryes, I think, is the problem.
it's giving me a little bit. It's a little reminiscent of what was that distillery that we went to that was specifically for rye? We went upstairs and we had
Michter's.
to,
Michter's.
Yeah, it's giving me almost Michter's vibes in terms of like the harsh end of everything. Like
So
the
funnily-
bitterness of everything surrounded with the rye makes me like kind of pull back from it.
So funnily enough, there was, of course, Mike from Sips. What is it called? Sips something and smokes, or oh my gosh, what?
Don't worry, we'll edit this part. Don't worry, it's okay.
No, I got it. Sips something and smoke. Sips. Is it Sips Suds? Yeah, Sips Suds and Smokes. Right.
Suds like a bratwurst, like a sud house.
I'm not 100% sure.
Anyway, continue. My bad. I distracted.
But of course, Mike from the Whiskey House talked a lot about ryes because we tried a few of them, and he said ryes kind of fall into two different categories. You have the herbal sweetness note, and you have the baking spicy note. And it can fall into one of those two categories, right? I would say that this particular rye falls into the baking spices note for sure. And it is much more on the spicy end of a rye, just from a flavor palette, not from like how hot it is.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
not hot.
It's not
just
hot.
The
It's
flavors
just
of the spice.
The flavor is spices.
Yeah.
Um,
I would prefer a more, because I've had a juicy but also hot rye before. I don't remember the name of it, but I know that I've had an experience where like it's very reminiscent of like almost a bourbon level of like sweetness, but like still hitting me with the heat and also the rye spices at the end that are kind of
I
intrinsic. Rye.
think if I remember correctly, that was the midwinter
Oh,
that you
okay.
had at the New Year's.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Thomas H. Handy,
Mhm.
but it was the one right before that, the midwinter.
Oh man,
Yeah.
New Year's whiskey was great. The Four Roses was the only thing that I was like, this was
It's
okay.
But I mean, even then, it was like
Even
we
then,
were
I was like,
comparing
dude,
7 out of 10 whiskey with
flying on high
9.9
yeah.
out of 10 whiskeys,
Yeah,
right?
I was flying on
So
cloud nine.
hard to
couldn't
compare
be upset.
like the levels
No.
there.
No.
So-
but yeah, Anthony, how you feeling, dude? How you feeling about this one?
So I'm
You're
confused.
frozen, by the way.
Oh no.
Or at least you're frozen in
Oh,
video.
this is yeah. This isn't just a me issue,
No,
thankfully.
this is an
Oh.
OBS.
Oh,
unfortunately.
OBS for oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, OBS is fine, but yeah, the camera's frozen. I might have to
no.
unplug it and plug it back in again because
Unplug
something
it.
weird's going on back there. One second.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a very like a solemn look though. It's very pensive.
pensive. It is pensive.
Yes, pensive.
While he's fixing that, crap. What is it? Book suggestion. If you haven't started reading, what was it?
Book suggestion.
Dungeon Crawler Carl. You need to.
Oh yeah. I do have that one on my list.
Okay, just making sure.
Dungeon Crawler Carl
Yeah.
is 100% on the list.
Good.
I have been wanting to read that. I am just knee deep in the Brandon Sanderson catch up for the secret novels, right into Wind and Truth. So
Yeah.
I am full speed ahead.
You read Wind and Truth already, right?
No, because I wanted to read the secret novels first.
Wait.
I'm reading the secret novels. I'm
Wait.
on Tress. Nat, I'm reading the secret novels. I'm working my way to Wind and Truth. You read them in the wrong order.
What do you mean?
You read them in the wrong order, not me.
I did no such thing.
Did you read the secret novels already?
Look, we'll tell you what we're not going to do on this podcast. We're not going to air each other's areas.
I see. You did not.
No, I did. I definitely read them out of order. Oh man. Oh, another thing. Speaking of literature, Mel and I were at a half price this Sunday, and we ran into one of these.
Wait, a half price?
Half price bookstore.
Oh, a half price bookstore.
And we ran into
You left
this.
out the
Yeah,
important part of that
I know.
statement.
Most people know what half price means. Shut up. Anyway, so it's called Whiskey Advocate. It's just a standard magazine or whatever. But they had a article on something that I think we should do, if I can find it quickly without there being too much quiet time, because I know I hate it. Donut pairings.
Donut pairing, like for whiskey?
For whiskey.
So it's donut pairings for whiskey.
Yeah.
Are these like gettable donuts, or are these
I
like
don't know.
we gotta cook donuts?
So a buttery maple donut enhances the caramel and vanilla notes of bourbon, leading to a sweet harmony. For less of a sugary rush, choose a high rye bourbon.
Okay, so we need to.
So we just need to experiment. You know,
we got to go to Krispy Kreme.
No, ew.
With the hot sign on?
You guys can go to Krispy Kreme. I'll go to Shipley's.
The hot
Thank
sign
you.
has to be on. The hot sign has to be on.
If you go when the hot sign is not on, then why is it still a donut shop? Why are you like?
So I will say,
you can't
Nat,
convince me.
near us, we have a homely German bakery that only makes
Ooh.
donuts, and it's this old
Oh.
couple. And I walked in for the first time, and I was like, "Hey, I saw y'all on Google. Y'all have 5-star rating with like 3,000 people." I was like, I'm looking for some donuts. What should I try? I walked out with like 7 boxes of donuts.
Bro,
and
stop. What?
so-
No.
so,
Hold on. No.
that
You
wasn't-
need to get your blood checked. You need to get your blood sugar checked. Absolutely not.
So,
Oh, Anthony's back.
oh,
Sick.
he's visible.
There he goes.
We got him. But
Did it take you unplugging it?
Oh, now he's not
Now
audible.
he's muted. Oh God. Anyway, Eric, finish your story, and then we can catch up with Anthony.
So I walk in, and I didn't walk out with 7 boxes because that's what I wanted to do. I walked out with 7 boxes because she just kept giving me stuff because of how much I wanted donuts.
Did you pay for it?
I paid for 1 box.
Oh damn, she gave you 7.
The
That's
rest
why they
of
got
them,
the 5 stars, man.
Dude, the rest of them was her like, oh, wait, you haven't had this delicacy from Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Have 6?
it's
I was
Swiss.
like, why are you giving me 6? She was like, well, they're going to get cold in an hour. I can't have that.
Are you going in
we
the middle of the day? Perfect.
Yeah. You go like right before lunch.
And she's like, I gotta offload this stuff anyway. Take it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Can you hear us?
I have a donut story.
Do you have a
I hear
donut
you.
story? Okay, perfect.
Nice.
I was in college, and I had recently discovered that there was a Dunkin' Donuts in the student center that I didn't know
No.
that I had access to. I thought you had to
Okay.
like have a meal plan to get in there. No, you can just go there and pay money. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I've been here for a year and a half. No big deal. I walk up to the Dunkin' Donuts and I say, can I get a strawberry donut with sprinkles? And she goes,
Just the one.
we're all out of strawberry. And I go, no. And then she goes, but I could make you one. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
Anthony
think,
was
like-
rizzing this woman down.
I didn't do anything on purpose.
Yes,
It
you did.
might have been influenced by,
manifested the strip
you
Manifested it. You did it.
It might have been slightly influenced by a high suicide rate at our school. I mean,
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
when I got really sad, she was like, he's the next one. I'm gonna
He's
save
the
a life
next one.
today.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
I got the freshest Dunkin' Donut you could ever get.
The freshest of
Dude,
Dunkins.
I will say fresh Dunkin' Donuts. It's hard to do, especially in some areas because they deliver all the donuts and don't make them anymore. But some of them still make their own in-house, and those Dunkin' Donuts, if you get there fresh, they're so good. So good.
It's so good, dude.
So
Oh
good.
my God. So
so good.
good.
So good.
Oh man. It's
So-
like Dunkin' Donuts. It's so good. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, now that we have Anthony back, whiskey. How would you
Whiskey.
rate this one?
I do
Go
like
ahead, Anthony. Do it.
I do like it. I'm confused because I'm not sure if I think I'm fighting off a cold,
Mm,
and I suppose that could influence my tastes because usually, Nat, when you say something is bitter and strong, I'm like, yes, you're correct. I agree.
and how do you
This
feel about this
time-
one?
I got there's a lot of spice, but I don't get that bitterness that you're talking about. I don't get anything unpleasant.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. It could have been
Interesting. It's the,
The
pain.
snort experience.
It's the pain and the chocolate, honestly.
Yeah, so I don't know, but maybe we should all just snort some chocolate before having this one.
Sir,
Bust our knees
sir, that's
open.
how hard drugs get passed around, and I'm just not here for that.
Man, we convinced the pigs to snort some whatchamacallit in high school once. It
What
was
are those? They're the little pixie dust.
it's the stuff you put on
straws?
a cake, a fried cake.
Black tar heroin.
No, it was powdered sugar.
Yeah.
You put on a funnel cake. Remember? They have
I
funnel
thought it
cakes
was.
at our
I
school.
thought it was the little pixie sticks. You know, the like.
Eric, that might have been another time where you had to do something weird.
Bro, did
Fair.
you snort pixie sticks?
No,
I did
but I've
not do
seen
that.
somebody do that.
Oh man. Oh
That's
man.
not a good idea. No,
It's-
no.
it's-
I mean, none of it's
that
a good
is-
idea.
That is just bad news bears.
Anything but oxygen or laughing gas going up your nose.
Bad idea.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of laughing gas, I went to the dentist today. Guys,
Good
the
experience.
the science that has occurred in dentistry, like the advancements, it's crazy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
happened?
insane now.
So I had like a small cavity because I've been going more regularly. I've been taking care of my teeth because young Nat had no idea what the fuck he was doing with his life. But anyway, I've figured my life out since then. I now floss every single day. And I came in and he was like, yeah, we got like a little tiny like cavity here back in a space that's just harder for you to go ahead and reach. So we're just going to go ahead and fill it. It'll take like it'll take like no time at all. And I'm like, no time at all means an hour, because every filling that I've ever had has been like an ordeal. So I go in, and they have this machine. It's called a water laze, and it's just a fucking wand hooked up to this like miracle machine. And he was like, yeah, so just let me know if you feel any discomfort, but like I'll be done in like the next 10, 15. I'm like, 10 or 15 minutes? What are you talking about? Went in there, got rid of whatever the decay was, filled it, made sure it was all like spaced out, filled it, filed it down. I was out of there in 10 minutes, guys. I showed up, got a filling, and left. 10 minutes.
Wow.
Jeez.
Bro,
Yeah,
the
they're
technology,
impressive.
it's just different. Maybe my dentist is just a baller. I don't know. But incredible.
I will say that speaking of floss, I am trying out this new floss. It is like thick floss, like with two
Ew.
C's.
Nah, dude.
And
Is it actually called thick floss? Like
no.
THICC?
No. It is just, it's thick. It's
T,
thick.
2 C's and a Q?
So it's called cocoa floss, and it's woven. And man, it's like
Too big to
so good sometimes, but
Ooh.
it's like soft and woven, and man, it gets
You're
like
just gonna have to
everything.
link it,
It's-
dude.
It's so good.
You're gonna have to link
I'll
it.
link it. I'll link it. I
Yeah,
got
because
you.
I'm looking for, like, we have a floss that we're using right now. You know what? Let me go ahead and like Anthony, you were in the middle of rating your whiskey, dude.
Yes.
So sorry.
I want to talk about floss too, dude. We got
Okay, never mind.
my wife doesn't like flossing, so I got gentle floss.
Bro, you gotta get her on it, dude.
Gentle.
It'll change your life, Ash.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, this cocoa floss is
Cocoa floss.
if you look up
You
cocoa,
eat it
oh my
afterwards,
gosh.
and it's like a birthday cake.
No, but I bet it's I bet it's
I use
actually
toothpicks. What do y'all use like string?
And Anthony, what?
The toothpick ones where it's got like the U.
Oh, okay.
It looks kind of like this.
Cool. I thought you were actually picking at your teeth with a
There
wooden
you go,
toothpick,
there you go.
and I was like,
I linked it in
Anthony?
chat.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm just.
It's
It's
called
Yeah.
cocoa floss.
Even with the handheld though, Anthony, there is
Mm-hmm.
like science behind the fact that even at the angle that it holds it, it's not going to be able to curve fully
Yeah.
around the C shape of your tooth.
Yeah.
Not sponsored, by the way, but leading to the sponsor segment of the day. Dear Cocoa Floss, if you would like to sponsor us, email. It's down in the doobly-doo.
Yeah, we got
just
you.
Hit us up. Hit us up. I will totally look.
This looks
I'll
big
Cocoa
enough to be a
Lab all day.
shoestring.
Dude, it's
Bro,
huge,
it's-
but it cleans so good. It cleans so good, and it's
And it
like
leaves giant gaps between your teeth.
Dude, I got
it
really
cleans
tight
so good, man.
back molars, bro. So
So I thought that would be an issue
Not
too,
coming back out.
but it does such a good job cleaning, man.
Okay.
It
I believe you.
feels really nice.
okay.
So
But
just
yeah,
saying. I mean, obviously to each their own, but I found them. They were super highly rated, and I tried them out, and I was like, you know what? You got to get used to it for a second, but once you do, it gets it clean.
oh yeah,
Yep.
it's gotta get you ready before you start liking it.
I will say it's softer. So you know how most
Oh,
floss is like that
okay.
flat plastic, and it
Yeah.
like feels like you're cutting certain sections.
Oh, you're not supposed to be using that kind of floss, my guy.
I know.
Yeah,
But this one is
yeah.
like soft and woven, and so
Yeah.
even though it like takes a little bit more pressure to like get through some of the tight areas, it doesn't feel nearly as harsh when you're like using it.
Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and do the share screen so we can go ahead and get
He's
everybody educated.
Anthony's
Dang,
got us.
that thing
Anthony's
is
got us.
back.
Dude. It's,
Wait, do you use the
Holy-
inner part or the outer part? Like
You use
maybe
the
use
outer
the
part,
outer
dude.
part.
Are you,
outer
well,
The
then
inner
why is
part's-
it showing the inner part, Eric? Maybe you're not
there's
supposed
a-
to use the outer
There's
part.
a core.
No,
no.
you use
It's
the
a core.
outer part. Yeah. It's just
just
the
the
core.
core of it.
Yeah.
Wow, designed to remove 40% more plaque between teeth compared with generic floss picks. Yeah, Anthony, dude, floss picks. I also thought that they were the solution. They're the devil.
They're the
I'm telling you.
I'm a little confused. It says it uses coconut oil. That's a lubricant.
Yeah,
So then
because
wouldn't
has
it
to
just
get-
like slide over the plaque and
It's-
scratch it off?
it's thick enough and
Because it's
probably
woven,
fibrous enough.
all
yeah.
of the plaque like sticks to it like a magnet.
Yeah, and coconut oil is also a natural what is it, anti-inflammatory. or something like that. So the fact that it's going in between your gums and also cleaning, once it leaves, the irritation doesn't cause swelling and more infection and or plaque to develop.
I will
Yeah,
say, it
people
could
have
be.
been
Because that's swelling.
people have been using coconut oil to squeeze into tight places for quite a while.
That's fair. It's fair. So, speaking of tight spaces, what's your rating on this whiskey, Anthony?
Yeah, Anthony, let's
pretty
go ahead
good.
and stop sharing the Coco Lab screen. Let's get back to the podcast.
I'm confused. Pretty
Pretty
good. Which correlates, by the way, for audience, I'm working on my Anthony's, and that translates to 3.2. Is that right? Is that right?
One second, let me think about it.
No, okay.
Okay.
You know, it's juicier than I thought.
It does
is-
have some juice to it, but it's not nearly
It's
as
not
much
nearly
as
enough.
it's not like pulpy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Sorry, gonna need another moment.
Oh, Anthony,
I
what'd
was
you do now, dude?
I was drinking the Frey Ranch. I was so confused why it tasted so different. What am I doing?
This
I looked
tastes
and I was like,
a 6 or a 7.
I literally intentionally have one that says Hotel Flaviar on the Glencairn, and the other one that says Frey Ranch, and I sit here drinking the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys all have in your holster right now? What's your side drink right now?
Well, mine's empty.
I
was
was,
Frey Ranch.
I was pulling from last week,
Got you.
so
I was pulling the Bard's.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
near
I
the.
was
It's
pulling
almost
from last
halfway
week.
down, so I already know that the flavor is gonna start depreciating. Ooh.
oh, so much sweeter. The Willet is so much sweeter than this one too.
Is that real? Does flavor depreciate? Before you answer that,
Yeah, fully rate the whiskey, dude.
it's like a 4 out of 10 for me.
a 4.
Oh.
Okay. Would you drink it on a daily basis?
I
Like
thought
a
you were
daily
gonna say,
drinker?
would you
Yeah.
date it?
I would drink it on a daily basis. I almost wanted to give it a 5 out of 10, but
Okay.
It's not.
And
five.
what about
yeah.
price? What would you pay for this whiskey?
I'd pay like $40.
Okay.
Okay.
Nat, what would you rate this whiskey?
Bruh, I'd give this a 3.
A 3?
Yeah. I
Daily
would want
drinker?
a little bit more. No, not a daily drinker. It's interesting enough. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just not swinging for the fences and actually getting out there.
Okay. What would you pay for it?
If I had to buy it, like if I was having to do it for the podcast, I'd pay like $40.
Okay. 40?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know it's hard out here.
Hey, it's hard living. Hard living.
Hard living. Lord gee.
Is this the yeah, it is. It is. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, this is an interesting rye. It's pretty run of the mill. There's nothing inherently bad about this rye. I think this rye perfectly defines a 3 out of 10 for me. It's not bad. I will drink the whole bottle if it's in front of me. Like, I would have no problems if someone got me this whiskey and
So
it's
Eric's an alcoholic.
oh my gosh.
Drinking the whole bottle
Well,
all
I'm
at
just-
once?
No,
What?
not
I
all at
thought
once. Not all at
you
once.
were reserved.
I am 100% reserved. Not all at once. Just like I would. Like the bottle wouldn't
You
go to
sounded like
waste
an addict,
in
bud.
the bar. Fair.
I'm gonna talk to
fair.
B
Not
there.
not
Be like,
enough.
look, if you need me to fly down there and have an intervention, I'll do it.
The
I'll pour all that whiskey in this thing. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Y'all,
so
so Nat, I got a 4K monitor now. So not the ultra wide anymore. So I have a big gap between my computer and my monitor. And Ash had the idea that we should 3D print like a stand for some bottles. Oh, bro, what happened? Oh, no.
nice.
You gonna survive?
Oh god, don't try and take cheers with a shot of whiskey.
Oh,
Why was I thinking?
Did it
was like-
neutralize it in your mouth?
yeah. Interesting. Well, I don't think it would, but
It didn't neutralize. It's just like the whiskey goes straight back, and it just hits the back of your flavor palate, and it's just like it's terrible.
oh no.
I thought maybe like instantly like dissolved the outer shell of the cheers pill.
Oh, it might also be
Yeah.
the fact that like I tried to like shoot it back, and it's I don't know how I feel about.
Did
this
you forget
Lars.
to gargle it?
I didn't gargle
You
it.
gotta,
That's
you
the
gotta
problem.
gargle the whiskey. That's
Sorry,
it.
continue.
So, yeah, this sits comfortably in my 3. I will drink
Mhm.
this in front of me. The bottle won't go to waste if somebody got me one. Totally drinkable, good rye whiskey. I wouldn't put it on my daily drinker list. You know, it's definitely a little bit harsh on the rye side. It tastes a little young for 68 year. I would like to see it a little smoother. Honestly, I'd like to see a little bit more of the flavor nuances. It does have some complexity to it, which I like. I think that pushes it into that drinkable state. And it's just a nice rye. It'd be great as a this would be a great mixer rye. And if the price were
Ooh,
right,
yeah.
this would be a great mixer for sure. It's just spicy enough that it'll probably cut through on many of the drinks that you would want it to cut through. I bet this would be a wonderful Sazerac.
I honestly think that
mixer.
might
Body.
be the intention behind this
Yeah.
one. Honestly, now that
Yeah, I
like,
could see that. I could see that.
I can see the actual like flavor profile behind this being more so a mixed rye than anything, because it
Yeah.
comes across like if I put that in anything, I'd be like, oh, there's a rye in here.
Yes. Yeah, the rye will definitely cut through, and it has just enough hints of other flavors that it'll add some complexity to whatever drink you put it in.
For sure.
So this is a really solid rye. There's really
Yeah.
no downside to it. It's perfectly palatable. It's a wonderful drink. So it really comes down to price. Now,
Ooh.
for the age, for 6 to 8 year, I understand where they're probably going to sit this price at. I think this would be a great rye, a phenomenal rye, at right around $35. I would love to see this at $35. I could see this replacing a lot of the lower shelf ryes that you use for mixing at $35. I could see it replacing like a Rittenhouse, but it wouldn't be as expensive as the Wild Turkey barrel ryes and things like that sit right around 60, right?
Okay.
So 35, that'd be ideal.
Perfect.
Ideal. They're sitting, it looks like, right around $40 to $50.
Oh, okay. They're not far off.
So they're not far off. So I think they're in a reasonable price range for a 6 to 8 year rye. There's nothing inherently bad about this. This would be a great have on the shelf where you can go through and use this for mixing and drinking every now and then. I actually see one place that has this for $36. Empire Wine, it looks like. So you
Okay.
might be able to get this for $35, $36, in
Worth
which
the
case
value for your actual
that
money,
is
man.
a great
Huge.
rye at $35. Great rye at $35. So honestly, just really overall nice. Overall, perfectly
Okay.
good rye.
Okay.
So
What was it? I'm gonna do it. Nah, I wouldn't say it's like a thing that we can do at the very end of like this section, but like I feel like there should be something that we recognize whenever a whiskey and a distillery fully align with the intentions behind the spirit. Like this spirit is probably the closest that we've seen in a while to where they know what their whiskey is worth. It matches a use case, and it's palatable. Like the fact that it does all of those things, like it's like a very well done, just like product. Period. Like
Yeah.
whatever they release is like it's decent. Like they
Yeah.
didn't try and gouge you, not trying to scrape the barrel and just get you in on like price value. It's like no, this is like a decent whiskey. There are some use cases for it. You can drink it straight. You can go ahead and mix it, but just all in all, it's a workhorse. It's good.
Yeah, and the New York Distilling Company has a bunch of interesting things. They're known for their rye, so they have a good suite of rye whiskeys. They don't do bourbons, as far as I can tell, or anything like that. They're just specifically a rye company and a gin company, and so they got those going for them. They have a ready to drink cocktail that they bottle as well, which is called the Rock and Rye. Funnily enough, it is a rye with rock candy sugar and sour cherries with cinnamon and a little bit of citrus,
Ooh,
which
I actually
sounds
like that.
very interesting. And if they make it with their rye, that
Rock
is
can-
what I think this rye was made for. I honestly think this company just knows what they're making their rye for.
Yeah.
Rock candy sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Is it-
the stuff that pops?
No, that's pop. That's Pop Rocks.
Yeah, that's Pop Rock. This is the
What
stuff.
the heck is
Do you
rock candy sugar?
You
Rock candy is
remember
like
when
that
we
stuff
used
on
to
a
go to
stick.
like Ruby Falls and stuff like that, and you'd have the stick with the rock candy on it that looks like crystals
Like a
that you
geode.
would eat?
Nope.
It's that. It's that. I don't know.
From Avatar: The Last Airbender when they
Nope.
wear the
Nope.
rings that consume them
No.
and they
He,
No.
thinks they're
Yeah,
gonna die,
actually,
but it was rock
yes,
candy
but
the whole
no.
time.
actually, yes, but no. Yeah.
It doesn't grow magically, but
It
it's
actually
the same idea.
has it on point. It is just sugar in the shape of crystals.
Yeah.
But usually it's made from a complex sugar. It's not a grain. It's not a processed sugar.
Man, get your science out of this podcast.
Fair.
What are you doing?
Fair.
What are you doing? You're gonna bore all the watchers.
Yeah. So, speaking of candy, what have y'all been playing this week?
Candy. Ooh. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
Go
get
ahead,
some of
Anthony.
that sweet and
You
sugar.
go ahead, Anthony.
Man, well, now that Formula One season has started,
Ooh.
I have been making an effort to at least do a few laps of the track that they're about to do for the upcoming weekend.
He does his research. It's cute.
Well, it gives you a bit more of an understanding. So, like,
Yeah.
this past weekend they did China, and while I was trying to do my laps around the Chinese circuit, Nat, what are you looking at?
I'm looking for something. Keep talking.
It looks like something's flying around in your room. There's like a specific turn where you're coming out of the turn, and every time I'm going too fast out of this turn and I go off the track, and then the game goes, this lap and the next lap are invalid because you went off the track. And I'm like, man,
Wow.
like it's like I couldn't slow down enough to not go off the track. And I was like, I didn't feel like to go off the track, like I think all four wheels have to go over the line typically. And I was like, I don't think that's what happened, but it keeps saying it happened.
And you're doing this in Forza, right? That's what you're.
No.
What are you playing
I was
it
doing
in?
this in
What was it
F1 2023. F1 23.
F1 23. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
like the
Forza's
agreed
the really
upon
horrible
version?
game.
Wait, do they have an F1 24?
And 25 and probably 22 and probably 20. Like, that's
Why,
just what,
why
Yeah,
don't
it's just
why
like
don't you do
FIFA.
the newer versions?
why would I pay $70 to play the same game? It's the
Because
same
it looks
game.
like it's only $10.
on PlayStation. On PlayStation,
I don't know about PlayStation. On PC, it's 85% off right now for $10.
I'm not playing on PC. I'm playing on the couch.
I see.
What?
I see,
Oh,
I see.
you're
Or
playing
with a
on the
sim rig on
couch. I
Xbox.
see, I see,
Gotcha,
I see,
right?
I see, I
gotcha.
see.
So
That makes sense.
F123 was like free on Xbox Game Pass
Fair,
and also
fair.
like free on PlayStation Plus at your
Dems.
library. And also, it might have fixed it by now, but when F124 came out, they messed everything up. Apparently, like they got all of the physics wrong. So people were like, "Don't play it, just play F123."
Yeah.
But I mean, it adds another layer to watching the race because I'm watching the race. I'm actually familiar with the turns because it feels like I've been there. And so you're not just looking at an ambiguous turn that they're going around. And it's so satisfying to watch these professional athletes struggle with the same turn I struggled with.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
fair.
And like watch them go too fast and too hot over that turn and go off track. And I'm like,
Wait,
so
wait,
it's
wait,
not
wait,
just
wait,
me.
Wait. So, let's say that I'm a professional IndyCar racer, right?
Mhm.
Formula One, season. This is my job. You're telling me your insight on a 2023 game is not something that they account for race day on this turn, because they know that this turn is wicked.
It's so okay. So there's some special things about this past weekend. For one, so first off, they have really fast turns, like stupidly fast. They're big, they're long, they're like going 120 miles an hour around
So
this turn.
they're slingshotting out of
They're
these turns, going
flying.
stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second thing is, it was a sprint weekend, which means there are 2 races in one weekend instead of 1 race. They
Okay.
usually have 3 practice sessions on Friday, 3 qualifying sessions on Saturday, and a race on Sunday.
Okay.
This time they have 1 practice session,
Okay.
immediately
Okay.
go into qualifying for the sprint race. Then Saturday they do a sprint race, so they have an actual race. And after that, they do qualifying for the Grand Prix on Sunday. And then they do the actual full normal race on Sunday. So they don't have nearly as much time to fine tune things. That they're like going on the fly because they're also trying to win, not just practice. It's not.
I mean, stakes. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
cool.
was about to say,
It
when
was-
you're in tournament mode and you're like in the action,
Yeah.
like you're trying to push everything at the pinnacle.
The nominal. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit parity for your body, dude.
Exactly. And so like every little mistake is amplified when that happens,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
It's
So this weekend was a huge swing roller coaster of emotions F1 wise, because my wife and I are in the party of Lewis Hamilton needs to get his 8th world championship win. He is an 8-time
Got
world
robbed.
champion,
I got it.
except he got completely stolen from and cheated,
Yeah.
and I'm really butthurt about it.
Dude,
He needs to
suck
get
it.
his official 8th, right? We
Uh-huh.
really want that to happen. It's more likely to happen next year.
You mean
Ferrari's
his
doing
official
development.
9th? His
Yeah.
official 9th? Okay.
His official 8th, his unofficial 9th.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it was completely robbed and cheated.
Got it.
But this weekend, oh my God, he got pole for the sprint race. He won the sprint race. Like Lewis Hamilton was killing it. And then something happened in the Grand Prix, and both Ferraris were not doing as well. They got like 6th and 7th. And then the worst thing happened. And the next day you look at the news and it says both Ferraris disqualified. No points. Hamilton's
what happened?
on the bottom of Hamilton's so every car has a literal wooden plank on the bottom. And they measure the thickness of the plank after the race to determine if your car was riding too low. Because if it rode too low, it skimmed it off.
It skimmed it off. Yeah.
Hamilton's was riding too low. Somehow, his teammate Leclerc, his car was just too heavy. The craziest thing that happened was in the very first lap, on the first corner, Hamilton and Leclerc barely collided, and it popped part of Leclerc's front nose off. They didn't change it the whole race because it was making the car go faster,
Oh God.
because it was able to like flex and create like a perfect aerodynamic
It was
crazy.
just happenstance. They had like some kind of freak accident happen, and then it's like, no,
You
Let
couldn't
him
plan
race.
it. People are like, oh, they
it
totally
was,
planned that.
it was
No,
the end of Speed Racer.
yeah.
It was nuts. But apparently that had nothing to do with the weight being underweight, because they allowed them to put a proper nose back on with everything intact before weighing. So Ferrari really screwed up. There's also a third guy that got disqualified for a similar thing. So
Now, does this
it's
happen
rough.
often? Like, are there a lot of disqualifications, or is
Those
this
type
like
of disqualifications
different?
happen like once a season for
And now
one
they just
person.
had, and they
for
just
one
had
person.
three for one
Three
race?
people in one race,
That's
two from the
crazy.
same team,
That's crazy.
and it's
Wow.
Ferrari, like the best team ever. Like
Okay.
they're
There's a little bit of
the
favoritism there,
team.
bud.
That's
No,
crazy.
like
Are
over
they actually
the
like colloquially
decades.
like known like Ferrari is like the shit?
If you ever go and watch the documentary Drive to Survive, that is
Yeah.
what the drivers say and talk about. All the drivers are
Ferrari
like,
is-
everyone wants to win in red.
You want it, dude? You have to say it in like with an Italian accent.
Forza Ferrari. Forza Ferrari.
There it is.
Forza
There it is.
Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari. There
That's
we go. Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I played a little bit of F23. That was delightful. I'll do some more this weekend or this week before the weekend. I actually have no idea where they're racing, so we'll find out.
Oldest and most successful team. Got you. They have pedigree.
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Yes, they do. They do. There's a lot of teams.
Ferrari.
That are gone.
Ferrari is the one with the horse in the front. Or is that Lamborghini?
Probably both, actually. But you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
It's the horse with the yellow shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I vicariously played another game, but that was what Eric played, and he'll talk about it.
Okay.
Because I just watched him play it.
Bruh.
While he was streaming.
Right.
I think the only other game I played was Star Citizen. We
Heard
did
about it.
we did our first session where Eric experienced like the last 2 content patches a little bit. It went okay. I think we're supposed to do a little bit more on Friday. Because
Yeah.
we didn't do any sort of like post talk about it shenanigans or anything. And we didn't have any PvP. We had
Yeah,
only
no
PvE.
PvP. Not for lack of
Um,
trying though. We went to a few places where we thought there were gonna people there.
Throw
There
hands?
just weren't people there.
Damn.
Now, I'm pretty excited because in the next patch for April, they're bringing so there's already a mech in the game, and that mech, you get in it, and it's kind of lame, but kind of cool. It just moves boxes around really fast, faster than anything else. That's all it does. It walks / barely runs kind of slow. Now, that exact same mech is going to come out in a new form where it can mine things on the planet. But, if you're going to mine things, you're going to get into really weird areas. So they're adding a jetpack.
Sick.
So you can like jump and hover and fly around and maybe hot drop. I don't know. I think it's
Ooh.
yeah. So
That's cool.
we're all really hoping that like next version, Gatling gun, lasers. Come on, where's our battle mech?
Give
Gotta
me
do
the
it.
Warhammer.
Yeah,
Give me the Warhammer.
yeah.
me Warhammer.
Also,
Blood for
like-
the blood. Give me blood for the blood throat. Oh,
In
sorry.
the next patch, there's like a way to activate an orbital laser to pierce the like planet and open up a cave to go mining in, because apparently you have to gain mining materials for the first ever alien NPC in game to exchange for like really cool armor or even earn like the biggest baddest ship that exists in the game right now, the Polaris. So that's gonna be cool.
You do it legitly, you mean, without
Yeah.
stealing it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't steal ships right now. That's a
Oh.
1.0 thing where like there's like the death of a spaceman and like the death of a ship. Where you can like actually lose a ship. If you pay money for a ship, you're always gonna be able to like make
Get
it
it back.
again,
Yeah.
get it again. But like it's not gonna just be claim 2 minutes later I have it again. It's like no, you're gonna have to like actually
see, I
work
see.
for it, because they want the game to actually be like no. You don't just go and like guns blazing every time you see another ship and just hope
Come
you
back
kill
and
them.
be like, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you
this isn't
gotta, like-
Halo. You don't
you
have
gotta-
a respawn timer.
Yeah, no, you got to have some skin in the game. You got to actually be like risking it,
Mhm.
So I very much look forward to when they implement that sort of thing.
Heard.
Yeah, I think we had some fun. Eric, with his lovely keyboard that apparently he binds backspace to other things, decided to try and self-destruct my ship a few times.
Eric.
Okay. By the way, this
No.
is not just my keyboard. This is any keyboard
Any.
that is like split, just so people can see it. This is half of my keyboard.
Eric's keyboard
Can
looks
you bring it closer?
so terrifying.
Let me
Where's the
block this.
backspace?
There we go. So the backspace is right here.
Oh God.
Mm. Right
so
where
this is
spacebar
my
should be.
left
Okay.
hand. So I rebind it to space when I'm in games, right? But I use layers for most games because games make it impossible to re-keybind stuff. So this is one of the one of my complaints
Layer
with
button.
every game, but Star Citizen also has this, but it's not unique to Star Citizen. If you want to rebind all of your keys, it's a nightmare. And a lot of people won't even let you rebind certain keys. So I have created a layer on my keyboard where I can press layer and then select the layer that rebinds all normal keybinds to different keybinds, backspace to space. But then if I want to type something in chat, I have to switch. So what I was doing is we were sitting in the ship and I was about to drive and I was asking Anthony, hey, how do I turn FPS on? He's like, oh, you need to do you can't just turn FPS on. I was like, well, I want to check my FPS. So I switched to a different layer and typed what I needed to into the console to turn on the FPS. Now, at this point, I hear, dun, 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 hey, alarm bells. Anthony's like,
so
you
lucky
need,
that I heard
you
it
need
because
to,
he
like,
didn't say anything. I just heard it through his
It's
mic
fine.
or something.
It's fine.
Yeah. And at that point, he's like, dude, what is happening? I'm like, I don't know. Apparently, I had undone the console, but pressed backspace because he was telling me to lift the ship up. And I was like, oh, I got to press spacebar.
Spacebar.
But I hadn't switched my layer back to the playing game layer yet. So I was holding backspace. And for some reason, they thought backspace was the correct button to bind that to. I do actually
Eric.
type on this thing.
Backspace
Eric,
is so far away from every other button for most
Eric.
people.
Except for these types of keyboards.
I understand that you're a very high functioning individual. I get it. I really do. You and Anthony both, because I know you both smoke me in the typing department, and it's very interesting to like what you do. That
Fair.
being said, sometimes, maybe just make it easy for yourself.
Dude, I will say once you get a split keyboard, it's really hard to go back. And once you get used to a key well, when you have once you get used to a key well, it's hard to go back. And so I'm just ruined by the split keyboard key well, and going back is just not fun.
Bruh.
That's what I started with. So that was my first keyboard that got me addicted to this. The Kinesis.
This is thanks to our boss.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah.
it for carpal tunnel things.
Yeah, makes sense.
But
originally.
that doesn't have a split version. And once you split your keyboard up, oh my gosh, it's a game
Just
changer.
opens up a
Because now
different
my
world.
hands literally sit like this the whole time. They're just right next to like where they are. Everything's like 90 degrees, just like perfect. And it's so comfortable. Also, because they're split, I can take the right side of my keyboard and throw it away.
I know you didn't just throw that.
By the way, this was Eric's keyboard.
Oh yeah, that was my old.
Oh, no,
keyboard.
A year or
recognize-
two ago,
recognize.
I was at his house and I'm looking like a Snoopy brother in his closet, and I
have,
see
like,
it on the
3 of them.
floor, and I'm like, "Bro, you just have one of those on the floor?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't use it. You want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want it."
Yeah,
It's like a $500 keyboard.
That
That,
is an expensive keyboard.
Jesus.
like,
So,
yeah.
but yes, once you have a split keyboard, I can move this away. I have the entirety of my desk right
Eric,
here now.
it's too many
for-
buttons.
No.
It's
The-
too many buttons.
So I can move this away.
No, Eric.
My
I
whole
don't give a
mouse,
fuck
I
whether
can
you
move like
it
this.
or not. I
I
don't
can move my
care.
mouse so
It's
much.
Too many
So
buttons.
much.
There's
Wait,
so many buttons.
no, but
Count
my-
the number of buttons on that.
My
on that freaking
keyboard
keyboard.
no. My
no.
keyboard has less buttons than yours.
I understand that. I want
Less
you to count
buttons.
how many buttons
Less
are on
buttons.
that handle.
On
How
what
many
handle?
On one.
On one?
Just one mouse. You
Let's
keep on
see.
counting that.
On one side.
Yeah,
Let's see.
on one
we have
side.
5, and then let's see. So that's 10, and then we have 24. So 34, 40. So I have 80 keys.
Now,
most
I have to show
keyboards-
you.
I can probably reach 30 keys right now. On one
I have to
hand.
show you the keyboard that precedes his keyboard, the one that doesn't have the curve, the one that I hand built and soldered every single thing to.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my first split keyboard.
The main reason I don't use it
No
is
support.
because
for your
Ash has
wrist.
no idea what button does what. Because as you can see, there is no labels. And
There
so
are no
every time
labels
she
on
tried to
that.
turn my computer off for me,
The before keyboard.
the before
mats.
keyboard.
before keyboard.
Oh,
Day 9 TV.
we also got a test keyboard once. I think Anthony has that one too. It was called the shortcut.
Yeah, 1 second.
The shortcut
Lads.
is very interesting.
Oh my god.
I think Anthony has my shortcut too. I don't know if he got one or if he just got mine.
While he's doing that, guys, this is what I type on.
A regular keyboard.
It's a low profile keyboard. It's super sick. It sounds great. It feels good. And then I just use this to go ahead and rest my wrist on.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
I understand
once you,
that there's better ways to type.
but once you get the problem that I have is that once you get used to this style of keyboard, it is near impossible to go back because of how comfortable it is.
Eric, I understand that.
So what I'm saying is
I understand that.
don't get this keyboard and you'll never have to worry about these problems. If you get this keyboard, you will become
I have noticed that you guys have never suggested these kinds of keyboards to me.
never.
Never.
Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't
No,
get
there's
used
a
to this
lot of
keyboard.
pain and suffering involved.
I had a
Yes.
feeling because like
Yes.
the learning curve on this must be insane.
Well,
The
it's not
learning curve
the learning curve's fine.
Is the easy part, actually.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Because you
the-
quickly learn. Here, let me grab it. Wait, no. Well, yeah. Eric, does yours have labels?
Yeah.
Hold yours up.
Yeah.
So the thing is that, like, there's only 2, maybe 3 letters that you reach for, and you're like, oh, wait, it's not off to a weird angle anymore. It's straight ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like
see what you mean.
everything,
Like, you
your
go-
whole
you go
hand
up
when you
rather
do
than
this
up left.
is just like this. I am touching every key across the keyboard just by opening
this is
and
kinda
closing
sexual.
my
I'm
hand.
gonna need you to put that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So almost every single letter is just simply easier to press and in the same exact spot that you'd expect it to be.
Yeah.
And it's less movement of your fingers, so you can
Yeah.
do it quicker. And it's just more comfy. It's like having a glove.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to show and tell the other ones next time because I think they're buried in my closet. But
Yeah, yeah.
basically, they are the predecessors to those like claw things that you see on Instagram, where you can like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those. I've seen that. I'm
This
like,
guy
eh.
created one specifically for esports teams
Yeah.
before they created one for like Razer and all
Yeah.
that.
He was a League of Legends coach, and he was just so upset because his players were literally getting injured because keyboards are not designed
for human
ergonomically.
use. No,
They're
absolutely not.
designed
Yeah.
so that the mechanical keys wouldn't collide with each other too much
Mhm.
when it was a typewriter.
No.
So
Man, actually, the way
I-
you say that, I feel like I'm the problem.
No, well, it's not you though. It's the societal
I
change
know
of keyboards
for sure,
from
sure.
typewriters.
But I've been exposed to the solution and I've refused to make the jump because I've seen some cool ones. You know,
Here's
like,
the thing. Here's the problem though, is that I do not think these keyboards make monetary sense for 99% of people.
oh, that's fair because
Because-
it's not your workplace. It's not
Because
work-
there are 2 problems that I consistently run. Actually, I can tell you right now because this was part of my weekend. I was going to bring it up anyways. This keyboard is amazing. It's the best keyboard I've ever used. The Glove 80 is amazing. Their layout editor is an open source one, so it's really easy to use.
stays updated.
It
No driver
has
issue.
RGB. I can turn on RGB with this. So you can see now it has RGB. I can
that's cute.
customize that RGB. They're pretty good. This keyboard started double clicking on me, right? For a few of the keys down here.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because of work, I use this key a lot where I
Okay.
go like that. So it started double clicking, which for me is very
problem.
annoying for work because now I have to do 3 button presses for every
Undo the
single
issue.
button press.
Yeah.
That would have been before. Now I have to do 3 to undo it essentially because it's double clicking. And in some command modes, that causes even more issues. So now I'm like, okay, this is an issue. What do I have to do to fix that? I have to resolder this key,
Oh,
right?
Whoa,
and
whoa,
what
whoa.
would normal
put
people
away
do?
the element.
Yeah. What would normal people do? Normal people could just buy a cheapy keyboard, buy a new key switch. A lot of the newer razors and stuff like that are hot swappable, so you can just change out the key switch. Like there are so many easy solutions for most keyboards. For me, what do I got to do? I can't buy a new keyboard because this thing's like $400. That's ridiculous. I can't spend $400. So what do I have to do? I have to have a kit just to repair this when singular keys. So what is my next keyboard going to be? This same type of keyboard, but with hot swappable key switches.
Isn't there like a set? Isn't there keyboards like that already?
Yes, but they're like $500.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
No matter what you do,
you're getting shot.
You're paying so much money for the comfort.
And the
I wish that I just was comfortable using a normal keyboard, because there are really nicely made good longevity keyboards out there with lots of customizability, with lots of feature sets that outweigh this thing by 10 times. But I can't type on them because I need the keywell and I want the split keyboard. And there's only 2 keyboards in existence that match that without custom building it from scratch yourself. So,
fair.
And both of them are like $500. So like, what do I do?
Yeah, my turn. My turn. Okay. So Nat, here's my progression. This keyboard I got to experience at work because there was a spare one in the closet. Okay.
Sick.
So I got to work on this for years, and I was like, this is really cool. It's incredible.
Yep.
But I only used it for work. One day, our good friend Eric decides to buy an awesome Kickstarter, but he doesn't realize the part of that Kickstarter involves soldering. He's like, I don't want to do that. Anthony, do you want to buy a keyboard that you have to build yourself? And I'm like, yeah, man.
So I gave him the ample. I did give a discount, and I said you had to solder it.
He warned me.
I didn't hide this.
I was very happy to get this because I missed the drop.
And here's the thing: that is an amazing keyboard, and I love their new keyboards too. One of the biggest problems, the only reason I didn't move back to that, was that my thumb flexibility going out just doesn't hit those thumb keys as well as it does a keywell version of this. So the thumb keys just aren't good for me. I like the keywell.
Anthony, continue your story.
Yeah, go.
So eventually, I get like a work stipend, right?
Ooh.
And I'm like,
buy whatever you want within this range.
It's like buy your stuff for work, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should probably have a separate desk for work than where I sit and game. So I tried that for a while, and I got this, which actually looks exactly the same, basically, right?
Yeah, it's pretty.
But it has letters. It also has feet, so it can like be angled and tilted and stuff like that.
I was gonna say, how do you avoid the compression?
Compression?
Or do you float?
Shoot. There's pads that I didn't grab that are the same exact height as this.
Oh, I see.
So your hand is at an even level rather than being like...
Rather than being at an angle. Yeah, I was going to say, because like I started feeling it when I started this job, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
you need one of these, because like there's no way you can do anything tech intensive, and you're sitting in front of like a desk all day and not feel like some kind of wrist wear if you don't have one of these.
Yeah. And so, this is basically the same thing here, right?
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, like, this thing is stupid big. It takes up way too much space.
It's massive.
It's way too tall. But this, especially as a gamer, and the other one, you can just, like Eric said, move it out of the way and have so much space for your mouse hand for aiming and stuff. And that just feels so good. However, one day, it started delay pressing.
Oh.
Not double pressing like Eric's. Delay pressing after I did like an update trying to trying to mess with the layers and stuff like that. And I tried fixing it a lot, but it wouldn't. Maybe there's a way to fix it now if I'm lucky.
Probably taking it back to an older version or something like that.
Yeah. But I was only using this for work, really. Right. Now, what keyboard do you think I'm using now that I've been using for years? You've seen it many a time, actually, because I've talked about it melting.
I mean, I've seen it, so I already know. Yeah.
A normal keyboard. Huh.
with a
Interesting.
keycat. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I printed that.
Yeah. I've seen the Hearthstone.
Yeah, 3D printed that. But yeah, like after all
That
this
should not be
time,
that easily take offable, but that's fine. It's okay.
this one is
I'm not a
harder to
keyboard
take off.
purist.
The other one fell off all the time.
I believe it. I believe it.
But yeah, like there's just I don't know. When I tried Eric's keyboard,
Yeah.
I definitely was in love. I was like,
This
I
is
want
good.
this. Eric, how much does it cost? $500. I was like, nope,
No.
nope, not
It's
happening.
ridiculous.
I
It's ridiculous.
encourage you to try out the low profiles, Anthony. They're really nice. Low Free does a really sick 85. This is awesome. I love it.
Low free.
Low Free. Yeah, and they do a low profile keyboard so your hand never stays like with the cushion. My hands are pretty flat. So as long as I don't have a terrible chair set up, I know my chair is terrible. Go fuck both of you. But yeah, as long as I like have a chair that is not set completely terribly, I can keep my hands at a pretty good angle. Guys, people didn't come to this podcast and listen to talk about keyboards.
No,
Now
they
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 do.
came to talk about what we play with those keyboards.
Yeah. Eric, go ahead because you know what I played.
Yeah. And so I did something totally different this week. I talked about it last week. I have been, for the longest time, one of my favorite developers is Berserk Studios, the wonderful people who do Just Shapes and Beats, which is
Oh, they're
in
so
my top
good.
5 games of all time. So I went through and completed the ultimate good ending of Infernax this past week.
Nice.
So it took me about 10 hours. The whole playthrough is on my YouTube channel. I'm also going to do a wrap-up video because there are some interesting things I want to talk about. It'll probably be my first long-form content of the YouTube. And I think I have an interesting little piece to talk about gaming in general. So I went through and played Infernax. Infernax, for people who don't know, is a Castlevania style, a Metroidvania style game that's very much like old style Castlevania, except you get to make different choices, and those choices change your morality in the game. And there's a bunch of different endings. You can become evil, you can become good, and essentially, the whole thing is you go off to war, you come back to your homeland, and the Necronomicon came back with you
Sick.
and starts taking over your homeland. And now you get to make choices about what happens, and you go through the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember this game. Yes.
yeah, so me and Nat actually played the demo when it was first shown off at PAX South together, and we have the shirt
Yep.
for Infernax. The people who did the art for that game, by the way, are amazing. But for their shirts, they actually got a guy who designs metal band disc art,
Specifically black metal.
but specifically black metal. And so they have the black metal shirt, and Paimon, one of the demon lords, his mouth like open on the front and like
pretty metal.
gruesome. It's
probably
such
my
a
most.
metal
It's
shirt.
my most metal shirt, honestly.
Dude,
And
it's
it's
so
kind of
dope.
it's
It's
kind of
so
sad
dope.
that like
It's
I
so
listen to
dope.
metal, but like it's a video game that has like my
Yeah.
heart.
This whole game is metal as all get out. The music is metal. The like gruesome. There are enemies that when you hit them and kill them in the game, their head flies to the ceiling, blows up, and then they fall into a pile of guts.
Sick.
Like the game is so metal.
It's giving Duke Nukem vibes.
Yes. And the choices that you can make are actually really interesting. Now, the problem comes in is like, is it as good as something like Just Ships and Beats? No.
No,
No.
Yeah, when I was
I could tell
watching
that from the
you,
demo. Yeah.
there were some like interactions you were doing for fighting, and you were just using your shield a lot, and I was like, that looks really boring.
Yeah, I was gonna say boring.
That interaction.
Yeah.
I think that
You're just
some
like
of the
waiting for the
interactions.
spear, and like you blocked it. Okay, attack. Wait. for
Yeah.
the spear.
It is very much a Castlevania simplicity type of thing. The whole game is very easy. I think honestly that was my biggest complaint is that I would have loved to see them make the game more difficult. I would have loved to see harder platforming. I would have loved to see more combat mechanics. I would have loved to see more complicated combat mechanics.
I have a different biggest complaint.
You have a what?
I have a different biggest complaint.
What is your biggest complaint?
They didn't give you a streamer box.
They did not get. They don't give you a
So,
streamer box.
I was
There's
watching
nowhere
Eric
good
play.
to watch put your camera on this stream.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have a perfect opportunity. So I'm watching him play,
They do.
and like
Should be. Yeah.
he's blocking a good portion of the game, and I'm like, I'm not seeing where this is coming from. I don't even see what he's looking at, because when he's going right, I see everything. When he's going left, I see nothing.
I see.
Because it's a side scroller.
Yeah.
But on the top of the game is like all of his information that he needs, his health, his map, etc. There's so much room up there that if they just had a streamer mode button where that got shrunk a little bit and he could fit in the top right, perfect. But like, I'm just shocked that a side-scrolling game wouldn't have a streamer box.
Has this company put out any other games outside of Beats and Pixels?
Just Shapes and Beats, and then Infernax. That's it.
Okay. So my theory is these guys already put a lot of effort into like an initial launch, and then after the launch, chances are they're in cooldown mode or something like that.
I think the biggest thing, this is my thought process on this. And this is something that I've seen shift in gaming culture in general. There are games that were made or started to be made pre-2020 and games that were made or started to be made post-COVID.
Yeah.
Every single game that was made post-2020 has far more streamer interaction or streamer functionality built into it than any game made pre-COVID. And it just became more of a thing. I'm not saying that that's like there weren't games before 2020 that did this, just that I mean
that's a good point.
Fair.
Like streaming has been very niche for a long time, and even game devs didn't necessarily actually realize that, hey, if a big streamer plays my game, that makes my game.
Yeah.
And 2020 really changed that in a lot of ways. This game, they started development well before 2020. So I imagine that is why they didn't even consider that thought. Because by the time it was 2020, this game was in post-production and 95% complete, and they were putting on finishing touches.
How long has this game been out?
So it officially released February 14th, 2022. But
I thought it was new.
It's a long time to have a game out that's like, well, I mean, like, never mind. I don't have room
Why'd you just start it?
Yeah.
So essentially, it was just a timing thing. It was something that I've wanted to play, and I played it initially when it came out, and life just happened, and I didn't get time to sit down and do it. Yeah, that was around when all that was being planned.
As somebody who has also gotten married twice, bro.
That is so funny for you to say, because when we brought that up for Eric, he was like, it was the same person. Everybody, it was the same person. You're just like, I got married twice.
I got married twice.
Y'all gotta know it was the same person.
Get out of my
face. You don't know.
Get out of my face.
Get out of here.
Same ring, dog. Get out here.
Yeah. So
I didn't even wear the ring after the first one because I knew the second one was coming.
You guys. I gotta have a second wedding.
No, you don't.
Ash.
No, you don't.
Go to that haunted hotel.
Absolutely not. Do not take us to the what's it called?
You don't want to come to the new Ray
in Cali. Oh no, there was another one. There was a hotel in California that's like.
Oh, we're not going to California.
Like notably like haunted.
No. This would be local. This would be
locally haunted. No.
Yeah,
no,
Nat, you're gonna have to walk a cow down the aisle.
Absolutely not. The dead ass, absolutely not. Skibbity toilet, whatever I have to say, absolutely
Guys,
not.
I'm sorry, but we went to a car wash for the first time, a touchless car wash, because I won't go through a car wash with a car where it gets touched, because you're just asking for damage. Don't ever take your car through something that touches the car. A human being touching your car shouldn't happen. It should all be pressure washing and foam and pressure washing and foam. That's it.
Okay.
It was cool. It was awesome. It did a terrible. But while we're in there, we're like, there's like hay on the walls. Was
There's
that
hay
there
on the walls.
before? We're like, I don't think so. I think we just got hay all over the freaking thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
how
farm
many
just
how many
shot it
people who had
off.
just murdered some poor animal and or person have gone through this car wash and it's like,
Well, no,
"Yo,
no, no. So we were like an
open and shut
hour.
case."
We were like an hour away from home. We were like 10 minutes from Asheville. We were in like city basically.
Bro.
So we're the only ones that provided hay from our truck.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We were those people. Yeah.
Well,
yes.
Eric, to summarize your game, you had a
Infinite.
good time with it, but I mean,
Yeah,
it would probably be great with the streaming.
I had a good time with it. I will say it, and I talk about this a little bit in the videos, and I'm going to talk about this more in the video that I put out. Castlevania had a moment that was truly special, right? When Dracula's castle, the inverted castle, comes up at the end, and you've done all these things and you've found the mystery, like that was special. In Hollow Knight, when you find the White Palace,
Yeah.
like
No.
there are moments like that that are truly special. And this game has the inklings of that, but it doesn't have the impact of those. It's fun, it's nice, it's wonderful to play through. I think the choices are really interesting. I did the Ultimate Good playthrough. I watched a little bit of the Ultimate Evil playthroughs. I watched some of the more obscure playthroughs that you can do. And there's definitely some interesting stuff going on there. But I
Nothing
would have
groundbreaking.
loved, I would have loved something groundbreaking from a story perspective, because I think that's where the game shines. I think the way the game shines is in the choices you make and what that does to the world and your morality in the world. I think you could argue that, hey, I want better platforming, or I want more interactive combat, or I want all these things, but I don't think that was the goal of the game. I think the goal of the game was the morality system. And I would have loved to see something even more groundbreaking and more intuitive, more endings, more choices, more possibilities there, because I think that's where the game shines. And that's where they wanted it to shine. And I think the combat and the platforming was a vehicle for telling that story rather than the goal of the game. And the game's goal was the story, which was really cool. The parts that are there are really cool. And I just wanted more out of it. It was one of those things where it was like, you go to this restaurant and they're like, oh, here's this really good appetizer.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, here's your dessert. And then you're like, wait. What about the main course?
main dish?
What about the main course? They were like, oh, it was part of the appetizer. And you're like, what?
Oh,
And
nah,
you're
dude,
like,
no.
dude, the appetizer was great, the
I'd
dessert
flip
was
the
great, but
table.
I want a main course.
God
you
is
know?
my witness. I'd flip the table.
And that's really how it felt. I felt the love and care that they put in. I felt the Castlevania, experience. I just didn't feel the impact, and I felt like they were so close to it. And I think Berserk Studio is one of those studios that could have given the impact. So I'm still excited for their next games. I still think they're a wonderful game developer. The art and other stuff like that is amazing. The amount of bosses in the game is astounding. They have like 35 to 40 different mechanic bosses that are all very interesting.
So the
I do
effort is
wish they
there.
were harder. Yeah. I wish they were harder, but I think they would have been hard for the time period in which they were designing the game around, right? Like they were designing the game to be a Castlevania difficulty, and the bosses were a Castlevania difficulty.
Yeah.
So it is one of those things. So, but it was a fun playthrough. Go watch the live stream of it, and I'll have a video on it soon. I'm gonna work on that hopefully this
Cute.
weekend.
Cute.
So that was what I spent my week playing, essentially.
Is this gonna be your first like game production video?
Big
That's
video.
not like a VOD.
Yeah. This will be the first
He's
one.
gonna do like an actual he's gonna put out a video.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
yeah.
what to call this series. I kind of like the idea. So it's not going to be entirely a review of Infernax, but more of a look into that idea that I'm talking about, where I wish they would have leaned more into the morality system, talking about why that system was so good, but not as fleshed out or fully leaned in on as I would have liked.
Post-mortem.
Yeah, kind of like a post-mortem or a thought exercise on morality in video games, more so than specifically a look at Infernax. But Infernax is going to be like the test case game that I draw examples from.
Reminds me of Shadows of Mordor.
Dude,
The-
I
Shadows is so good.
hate that game and the game developers and the production
Why?
company
Why?
because they
It
developed
was
the
after
best
Shadows of
system
Mordor.
ever made, and
Yeah.
they patented
Oh, so that
it
nobody could
so
use
that
it. Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
else can use it. And so now no other gaming company can use that
And they
system.
haven't made a game in like years.
And they haven't used it in years, and they've sued everybody who has created anything close to it out of existence.
It's
God,
just like,
that's
hey,
so
we're gonna make
funny.
a patent for catching an animal.
Insanity.
It's kind of a
Insanity.
of some kind. You know,
I mean, throwing a
Drives me
net at a
insane.
fish?
bruh.
You
It's
can't
the same
patent
thing.
that.
It's the
Yeah,
same thing.
So dumb.
I hate it. And here's the thing: those games are amazing. Both of them are phenomenal. They're amazing games, but I can just never support them from an ideology perspective because they have literally pushed back the forward progress in games by
Dude.
patenting that idea.
You know what's lacking? Which
What?
I think a lot of us kind of know it's lacking.
What's that?
But Total Biscuit and the Co-optional Podcast did a great job of giving us news in a way, right?
Yeah.
So right now, there are so many gamers, so many streamers, so professional gamers that don't know about stuff like that. They don't know that Sony screwed people over with Helldivers 2, and they just go and play it, and they don't realize that they're supporting terribleness, like absolute atrocity in the industry that's going to ruin things. Like
I
same
think-
thing with Pokemon Company or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
I think the problem now, and I'm not saying this is a problem, but this is
Drop
Drop
frames isn't
frames is probably
popular enough because they are so one note.
Yeah.
Drop frames is not diverse. So
Yeah.
Co-optional Podcast was very diverse in the type of audience that they could appeal to, because what is it? Total Biscuit is dropped frames. All of their personalities is in Total Biscuit. Jesse is very different and friendly and attracts so many different types of people. Same with Dodger. And then they have a guest,
Yeah.
right? Drop frames sometimes have a guest, but it's just not the same.
I honestly think the closest that I have seen to something like a co-optional podcast recently has been Jesse and Dodger's
They
new
started
podcast.
a thing, didn't they?
They did start a podcast, and they do just like co-optional. They have a new guest every week, and they talk about whatever that guest's interest is. The only difference is that it's not structured in a news format. Geekenders, yeah, is the podcast name.
Geekenders.
The only thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't really do a news section in general. It does a news section in regards to whatever the post that they're having on, whatever their topic is. So like if they're having somebody who's Warhammer 40K on, they'll talk about the Warhammer 40K drama news situations on Geekenders. If they have somebody who's like a voice actor, they'll talk about the voice actor things, but they don't do it like weekly. So what you get is like voice actor news one week, and then you might not get voice actor news again for, a few months until they have another voice actor on. But when they have voice actor news, it is like one of the best forms of, oh, here's an update on gaming voice actor news that is really thought-provoking, intuitive, and has this discussion from personalities and different ideas, people looking at it in different ways, that is just like the co-optional podcast was, but they did it specifically for gaming news of the week.
I think in 20 years, we will receive the second version of the co-optional podcast, because by then, go ahead, Krindor will have reached full form. And
Grindor.
Krindor will have become the successor to Total Biscuit, because wise Krindor will arise.
Wise Grindor.
Wise Buffdor will arise.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Wise
will all be
Buffdor.
VTubers? The 20 year from now thing? Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
I witnessed this for the first time in my life, and I'm wondering if it's like a big thing. Booms? Big booms. As a rating? Like 5 big booms. Does that ring any bells? Eric, I
Big
expected not to.
booms?
Yes. I was watching like a short circuit video about soft serve ice cream from a Ninja device that seems way too expensive and unnecessary because it doesn't even make ice cream.
Like a Ninja Creamy?
Yes, but with a soft serve, like
Yeah. They have it's called like the
action.
Ninja Dreamy or something like that.
yes, it But when they were reviewing it, one of these guys who's like very young was like, "I give it 5 big booms," and then they both go, "Boom, boom, boom," and like 5 times, and I'm just like, "This is
Stupid.
cringy. This is weird. Is this a thing? I just don't know
No.
about because I'm too old."
No,
No, I think it's just
it was
like-
fuck homie.
yeah, I think it's just kind of the new age attention grabber. Like a lot of the new age attention kid grabbing ideas in media and content creation is sound effects and loud and like clicky and all of
Fast.
these types of types of things. And so it doesn't
Skibbity.
yeah, it doesn't actually matter whether it was booms or bangs or whatever. What mattered is they said it was a thing,
Yeah,
as if if you're in the in crowd, you know what that means.
and
And
if you don't,
if you go
wanna
to your
know.
friends, you're like, no, it's booms. And then they show the video and you're part of the in crowd that knows it. Like it's giving you an in.
So I feel like Eric and I were watching a video like 5 years ago, and we were like, "This is where the internet's going, and it's sad." And that's what you're describing, because it's just like
Yeah, 100%.
Well, yeah,
everyone fakes that they know what's happening and that they're on the in, but none of them actually have any clue. There's no like depth to the joke. There's no
There's no depth
actual
to the-
reference.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're all just gonna pretend like this is a thing and it's cool and that's it.
Yep.
It makes no sense.
I wish I could tell you that there's an actual silver lining, but it's not.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Mm.
Honestly, there will be obviously like pillars for you to survive on. Like there are some people who would just make long form content, and they've gathered enough of an audience around them that they can continue doing what they're doing while also being fiscally successful enough to continue doing what they're doing. So
Well, I mean, it's that age old thing. There's a thing. You need 1,000 true followers.
Yeah.
Because with 1,000 true followers, who will spend $100 a year on you,
Yeah.
you can have a good life.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not a good life. I'm sorry. $100,000 a year when you're not employed, but you're self-employed, is actually not much money.
there's
Yeah.
actually
Because
no money. Yeah.
You have to pay for your own health insurance. You have to pay
Yeah.
for your own There's no vacation. There's just
Yeah.
not getting paid
Mhm.
to not do your work. So it is so much
My
harder
wife
than
lives
people
that life.
realize.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
rough. Yeah.
It
a
is
lot.
it's so stressful because you're like, you need to take time off. Whenever you do, you're like, I'm
I'm not
literally
making money,
and
and I'm
it-
now stressed out because I'm off. I'm
Yeah.
time off, but I'm also like I have time off.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the opportunity cost. It's a big mind effer, and
It's not good. You know,
well, but at the
just
same
don't-
time, it's nice to not have a boss that's not yourself.
man,
No.
Right?
I have
Like-
heavily thought about some form of anything that I could do outside of like going into a 9 to 5, but man, that reliable paycheck is rough to go ahead and get rid of.
100%. 100%.
Start making some shorts for the Taphaven podcast. We'll explode. We'll just drink forever.
Hey,
Just drink
I like it.
forever.
I like it. I guess
was that?
Matt-
the finale is Nat, how has Monster Hunter Wilds been
Monster
treating
Hunter
you?
Wilds is great. Oh my god, it's such a good game. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel like this is the third episode I've talked about this game.
Yeah.
Are you
So
ready
I'm-
to start a new character to play with me? I'm
I
just
can start a
teasing
new
you.
character with
I'm
you.
just teasing you.
Yeah.
I finally got a graphics card, by the way, that I can play
You,
it.
you
Oh,
can
yeah.
actually play the game? Oh, sick.
I haven't tried, but I assume
Yeah,
because it's the same
Okay.
one Eric has.
Okay.
You should be.
Anthony, I need this is just for me because I know that for you, it's different.
I want
I
to play.
need you to text me and say whenever you
Oh.
feel like playing
Yeah.
because I will get on.
I can do that. I can do that.
Okay. Now schedule's a little wonky. So like
That's okay.
Wednesdays and Tuesdays pretty bad. Thursday's better. Friday's probably best. Now
deal with
that
that.
now that Severance is over, Thursday is pretty
No,
good.
it's over. I'm sorry. We just started
Yeah,
recatching up because we had paused it,
Yeah.
and so we're not done. Oh,
So guys, actually my sleeper game that I've been playing is not Monster Hunter Wilds. It's to talk about Severance.
That
None of you
show.
are watching it though.
I am. Okay, wait. I'll tell you where I'm at.
Season 2, like you're caught
Mhm.
up.
No, I'm not. Well, you just said it's over. I haven't finished Severance season 2.
Okay.
We definitely saw the episode where they're camping
Hold
in
on,
the next
hold on.
episode.
Eric, have you been watching
He hasn't
Severance?
watched it at all, bro.
What is Severance?
Eric.
He doesn't even know what we're talking
Eric-
about, man.
Eric is it's the best TV I've ever seen.
It's a thriller.
is.
Eric,
It
it's up your
is.
alley. Eric, look at
Okay.
me.
Eric,
Eric, look at us.
Okay,
Eric,
okay.
Eric,
Pay
Anthony,
attention,
Anthony,
class.
Paying
Anthony,
attention,
match
I'm
me.
paying
Eric,
attention.
Eric.
What is Severance? See, Ash is with me. She doesn't know what Severance is.
She
Guys.
watches it with me. She's messing around.
She's just a fool.
So did they
She's quoting you.
get like
No.
did they get like
Eric,
laid off
Eric,
or fired?
Eric,
Dude,
Eric,
it's a
Eric,
thriller.
Eric,
It's up your
Eric,
alley,
Eric,
man.
just shut up and listen to me. This show is directed by Ben Stiller, and it is the best TV that I've ever seen. Period. Bar none. I put it over Game of Thrones. I put it over anything.
Wow. Okay.
It's so good. And Anthony, you'll understand by the end of season 2 why I'm just like, dude, it's goated. It's so good. I don't know what they're gonna do for season 3. Eric, I don't know. There's like me and Mel had like a full-on like half-hour discussion at the end of season 2, going like, where are we going? Like,
I have
what,
goosebumps.
What happens here?
Dude,
Like, where do we go? Because
you
like,
gave me so many goosebumps. Just I'm
so
so
like,
excited.
I'm telling you, Eric, if there is anything that you you do for me within the next 6 months,
okay.
you have to watch Severance.
Okay.
Eric, how do you feel about psychological horror?
How
How do you
like
feel about
psychological horror. I'm
No,
in. Y'all
he
have
loves it.
convinced me.
He
Y'all
loves
have
it.
convinced
This
me.
is psychological
can-
horror perfection.
It's
Okay.
not even,
Hey,
guys.
I'm
just
in.
watch it.
I'm in for it. I'm in
It's-
for it.
Oh,
With B. B will love it too, bro.
she'll love it too.
Yeah,
like
I'm in.
anybody who
B. Ash, tag wife.
dude. And then
Do we have an at wife tag in the?
I wish.
in the chat yet.
Oh God. There are so many moments within this show, Eric, that I'm just like, this is the closest that we're going to probably get for Lost for this generation. Where like you're just not sure where it's gonna go.
You're like you have so many ideas and
you
theories.
have so many
but
like they're like it's just like a zeitgeist of just people like constantly going, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I want to share Ash's like theory so much.
I know,
But
we can't do
somebody
it here.
Yeah,
We can't
hasn't
do it
done
here.
their
I know.
homework.
So
Okay. Okay.
after you finish,
we
after
will
you
start watching
season
it.
1. After you start season 1, you need to let us know and let us know what your thoughts are.
Well,
for
I wanna know
each
how you feel.
per episode.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I want to have a discussion about this because this show is so near and dear to me.
Okay.
I don't know
homework,
why.
Homework is watch at least an episode or
And
a
I
few
will
episodes
say
of Severance.
that
yes,
And
when
then
I
we'll
watched the
discuss next
trailer,
weekend.
for
when
sure.
when it first was like becoming a show and I watched the trailer, I was like, what? No.
No, dude.
But when you watch it, like it's just next level.
So
The
good.
trailer
Okay.
did not do it justice
no,
Fair.
no.
at all.
No, I'm in for it. Look, y'all have convinced me. Look, y'all
So-
sold it hard. I'm in.
And it's Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
I'm just it's Ben Stiller and then like Adam Scott.
He's the main guy, right?
He's the main actor.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
so good. I
How?
did not
How does he
know that
do
he
that?
was. I don't know how.
Like-
He made a very early. You know what, Eric? The premise is that
I do know the premise. I
You
do
do know the
kind of
premise.
got the
Okay.
premise. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, what do you think
Ad-
the premise is, Eric?
Adams,
So I know just like the synopsis that I found like just by
Okay.
searching up the TV show name, that there is an office by this company and they separate their memories, I guess, from like when you're in the office, you know what's going on in the office, but when you leave, you don't know what's going on, and like it's two separate lives separated. So that's what I
Correct.
understand. That's all I
So-
know.
Adam Scott, the main character of this, made a very early decision in the actual shooting of the show to make very clear differences between his office persona and his actual person, like his outside persona. And the way that it manifests itself in season 2, especially for this last dude, it's so good.
It
So
is.
anyway, it's so good. The casting is fantastic. Like,
Yes.
there's a lot of people who just like come out of nowhere. I didn't know who Britt Lower was before this. I didn't know who Trammell Tillman was. Like, John Turturro from Transformers and like also like all sorts of other shows is in here. Christopher Walken is in this. It's star-studded.
Wow.
There's so much thought put into everything, and they know that they have you. So because they feed you these small little answers, you're like, what does it mean? And they're like, what does it mean?
Honestly, I feel like Eric has to watch season 1, and then he has to wait a few months before he watches season 2.
No,
'cause he needs to
no,
know
he just needs
how
to
it
catch up.
feels
No.
to watch that finale and then have to wait.
I'm not
Because-
here. I'm not here for that.
He's like, I need
that
to talk about
finale,
this season
dude.
two
Talk
about
before
this
this.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We need
absolutely
you to
not.
catch up to season 2 like stat.
like now. No.
Fair.
So all that to say, fantastic show. I definitely cede my freaking Monster Hunter to this show. Like, I don't need to
Fair.
talk about Monster Hunter. I'd rather feed you the fact that Severance is a fantastic
We need to
show,
watch Severance. Okay.
And that everybody who's on this stream right now, if you are not watching it, you need to be watching it. It's so fantastic.
If it gives
Gotcha.
you any form of like encouragement to watch the show for us, Eric,
I did,
for
look,
you guys,
I'm,
guess what I have done?
I'm going to
What do
be
you mean?
honest. I am just happy that there is something, and I'm in for it. I am just happy that for once I have something that I can say, Anthony, you know how when I'm excited about a show or something, and
You
I have to
overhype
and I have to overhype it without thinking about it to you.
Oh shit!
I am so. I am
he
just.
hyped the
I,
shit out
I
of
am
it.
just. I am just happy that now I can remember this moment and be like,
Eric, it's gonna be
I'm not the
terrible,
only
but it's
one
the
who
worst
does
show
this.
ever.
It's not just
it's
me.
the worst
This is-
show you'll ever
This is
watch.
how I feel when I talk about shows.
But
Eric,
hey,
you're gonna watch
look,
it. It's
Y'all
Oh,
know,
yeah,
y'all,
no,
y'all have
I'm
done that
sure
to
it's
me
good. I'm sure
with
it's good.
something that I have gotten to the interlude before part 3 for
so
The Way of Kings.
Oh.
So I'm at the interlude.
Dude, hell
Dalinar
What just happened?
decided to subjugate himself or no abdicate for Adolin to be his
to be the heir, or
and,
sorry,
and the
to be,
king's
the
mom.
ruler.
The,
Yeah.
the king's mom is like, you are making the worst in your life,
And he's like,
'Cause
I'm.
and it's like he should be king, but he's like, nah, man, I can't do this anymore. I can't fight.
Dude,
It's-
it's frustrating, isn't it? You're
and
like
I want I almost said Khadgar.
Kaladin.
Kaladin. I want Kaladin to get a shard blade so bad. I feel like it's got to happen someday. I don't know if it will, and I'm like, whose is it
I
gonna
love
be?
this. I love this, Nat. This is
Like,
gonna be
whose
amazing.
shard blade is he
This
gonna
is gonna
get?
be amazing. Nat, can you picture the scenes already? This is gonna be great. Oh my gosh.
So I'm really
Isn't-
excited. I'm really
Isn't
excited.
The Way of Kings
Oh,
so good? It's
Oh.
so good.
Oh,
I wanted to ask y'all if we could talk about Kindles, because do y'all have a new Kindle?
oh, guys, hold on.
Because I have the
Yeah, let's
old
talk about
old
this.
Kindle.
With this, okay.
I don't
real
have a new
quick,
Kindle.
real quick.
I have an old Kindle
Yeah.
too. It's like super
No,
old.
get rid of your. Download your ebooks, obviously, if you
Mhm.
can. Get rid of your don't get rid of your Kindles. But find a different platform and or different e-reader device for your books.
Not Kindle.
Not Kindle. Amazon
Really?
has recently put through a lot of legislature and decisions for their company that has now put the foot firmly into the mouths of the authors who support their Kindle Unlimited or their book being on their platform. And in saying that, already you had no right to the actual book. You're actually renting a license that
Right.
they can revoke depending on extenuating circumstances. They are now moving forward with the mindset that if for any reason they feel that they need to pull the book off of the market, it removes it from any device that supports their app. So whether it be
What?
Kindle, whether it be Audible, if you've bought the audiobook as well as the ebook for anything that possibly gets pulled off of the marketplace by Amazon, you have no say. It gets pulled off. You no longer have access to the book.
You know, so you remind me of literally buying games.
It's
I heard
literally
about
like
this
that.
where it's like you have not bought a game in a long time.
You've bought the license for the game.
Like
You
the
don't have the
license to
physical
play
copy.
the game on
Yeah.
this platform for an undetermined amount of time.
And Amazon is making moves towards being able to say, like, very firmly, if for any reason we feel as if like we need to pull content off of our libraries or from our support, we will pull it off.
It's so nuts. Like it's so weird. Like when you buy a movie on Amazon or Apple TV or
Mhm.
something else, it's like you
You're just
probably
buying
didn't actually
access.
you bought access.
You
You
bought a
bought
movie ticket.
permission, temporary amount of time that you don't know how long it will last.
A movie ticket. Now,
Yeah.
one more thing for these book things, like really the reason why I want you guys to go ahead
Noble.
and switch to something else. Amazon already sells books at a loss. So
Really?
anybody who's selling their books on the Amazon marketplace, they're going to be selling it under the actual MSRP for like whiskey language. MSRP for this is like 50, 60 bucks, right? Amazon already marks this down to like 40 bucks because they know that you're going to go ahead and buy it. It doesn't screw them because they already have the numbers to go ahead and make the money off of this sale.
They're loss leaders.
They're loss
That
leaders.
is the term
Yeah.
for retailers. It's called loss leaders.
The
They're
authors.
things to get you in the door
Yeah.
to buy other things. And then the things that you buy more often are priced higher
So that you can actually
they make money on the many purchases that you make rather than the singular purchase that you make.
Yeah. And so now they have by doing this, there's already a smaller share going to the authors who write these books and put this stuff out on the marketplace, knowing that honestly a lot of publication deals come with the bundled understanding that your book will be going on the Amazon marketplace for a loss. So, all that to say, doom and gloom is out the way. There are other places for you to buy books that support local bookstores within your area that you can go ahead and purchase books from. Unfortunately, there are some books and audiobooks that Amazon does have their hands into that you just cannot get outside of their marketplace. So,
Audiobooks is hard to.
Audiobooks is really hard. I literally am going through it right now. So I have a subscription to Libro FM.
You got Hoopla and Libby, but
Yeah,
they're hit or
library.
miss in different things. You have to have the library card.
And if you're trying to go ahead and do the hustle of like saying, "Oh, I live in Montana and all these other places, so I can get a library card there," there's like a fine. There's a fine to that. There's also cases where like it just doesn't work. So all this to say, if you are interested in having an e-reader again, I would highly suggest if you're looking to upgrade to go outside of Kindle if you are looking for a alternative, but if you feel like you need to use a Kindle, look into ways that you can go and also integrate other ebooks to the platform. I don't know whether or not you can actually upload ebooks into a Kindle, but I'm pretty sure that Kindle's content isn't something that you can easily pull off anymore.
So
they
I have
actually
a
closed that off.
somewhat original Kindle Paperwhite from like
Mhm.
when I bought it in 2014, and you can put ebooks on it, but even back then it was really weird and difficult. Like you had
Yeah.
to open up and go deep within the bowels of it and put the
You
file
drop
in the
it into
right
a
place.
specific file. Yeah.
And then even after you did that, like the UI sucked.
Yeah.
And so what got me thinking about this was last night I couldn't find the physical copy of The Way of Kings that Eric had given us. And so I was like, okay, well, I have it on my Kindle. I get my Kindle, it's dead, of course.
Yeah.
I plug it in. It takes about 20 minutes for it to get a charge.
To get a charge.
I click on sync to most recently read thing.
Oh,
I couldn't
no.
find the Whisper Sync thing because, like,
Yeah.
I'm listening it to on audiobook, Audible, so it should sync because I know
No.
it's a thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the option.
Yep.
I had tried to start reading it on my phone because I have the app there, but the Kindle's dead.
Yeah.
And I found the page, so I'm there. I tell it to sync on my Paperwhite. Error, failure,
Yeah.
frozen.
Yeah.
For another 5 minutes.
Yeah. When's the last time you updated that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that firmware
I
gets
connected to
real
the
shit
internet.
real fast.
It was so bad, and that's what
Yeah.
got us on the okay, well, what's out there? We started looking
Yeah.
at the Kindles, and there's
Kobos.
like a color one. There's one you can write on, but it's gigantic. It's like a tablet. I'm like, I don't want to buy another iPad. I have an iPad. I don't need a 10-inch book
Yeah.
thing that I can write on. Like if I write on it, it can be small. I don't know.
Anthony, we
It's
exist in a time right now where there's just really no good alternative to what's being provided, and what's being provided to us is like actually detrimental to the market that we're trying to support.
We exist in a society of monopolies where monopolies are illegal.
You know what's really cool though is Framework laptops with their repairability, modularity.
Mhm.
They now have like Framework desktops, which you can, I think, use old Framework laptop hardware to make a desktop, and they have incredible stuff going on.
That's cool.
The only thing they don't have that's good is that they're integrating with a new AMD chip, and that AMD chip requires a RAM that cannot be upgraded. It has that very specifically the RAM for
Has to
some
be set in.
architectural reason has to be
soldered in.
one and done, soldered
wow.
in. And like I would say that's not the worst thing, because as long as you have enough RAM, really.
Yeah, but then the price point is behind the RAM, right?
Yeah.
How much does it cost to go ahead and upgrade your RAM? I would say probably about like $250 to $500. Am I correct?
I don't know. They actually, when I looked at it, because I remember sending it to my mom because she needed a new laptop when they came out with this new stuff that it just wasn't even fully out yet. They were just saying this is what's coming. Because
Yeah.
like for her work, she but she very much favors the laptop that flips all the way over and is a touchscreen for like signatures and stuff. I was like, look, they have it. It's here. And guess what? Your grandchildren, if they break it, you can repair it. And also, it's like designed to go to schools, like literally be for
Oh,
schools.
Don't get me started.
So it's like
Yeah.
they're making it more durable.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So
We have some rays of light in there, but all this to say, I missed my Kickstarter for the Cradle series for the Leatherbounds, and now I have 6 Leatherbound books that are now numbered in order all the way up, and I am missing the last 3.
Oh.
I am actually the most angry person in the world right now.
Oh no.
I'm quite upset, actually. I'm looking at the release and I'm like, it's book 789. It came out like in October last year. I don't know how I missed it. And now I'm looking at the collection. I'm like, you'll never be complete. I'm so upset.
Oh,
Well,
Eric,
anyway.
we didn't lose your book. Ash was reading it.
Sick. Let's
nice.
go.
Nice.
Either way,
The,
if Severance, great show. Books, let me know if you guys are looking for some alternatives. But yeah, if you're
I got a
looking
long
for
way to go.
I know.
you got
Anthony's
time.
on a trip right
I'm on
now. He's on a
Dude.
spiritual
I'm
journey.
on one train.
Yeah.
Part of me really wants to buy like some really nice Brandon Sanderson books.
Bro.
You've seen my basement.
Bro, it's a
I have a
slippery
whole
slope.
collection. I
A
have all of them,
slippery slope.
actually. Well, with that, there's one ray of light that we have to look forward to, and that is the next episode of Taphaven Podcast next Monday. We
I'm
will-
sorry, but
Ooh.
did you actually talk about our sponsor? Because I think we interrupted you when you
Oh,
talked about the
no.
joke sponsor.
So if anybody didn't know, anybody listening, definitely go check out the Black Ice podcast. It's called the Icebox Podcast. It's over on YouTube. We're actually going to be filming another one, I think, this coming up weekend and releasing that as well. Kind of our brother podcast
Sick.
that we're going to be going back and forth on. I'll be on that one as well, promoting this podcast and this one promoting. We're trying to just build up and be.
And not to throw him under the bus, but also to completely throw him under the bus. Eric never even sent us links to this podcast.
Oh, that's fair.
So Nat and I
Very
can't
fair.
even
Can't.
enjoy it.
No.
I
send
mean,
it
we
over
could have
to y'all.
searched it,
I'll send it over to
Anthony.
y'all.
I mean, it is what it is.
Nat,
Yeah.
go to YouTube, search for Icebox Podcast.
Oh,
Good luck.
no.
I've tried.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it's probably not going to show up under the. Actually, no, it's the second result for me.
You've already
For
seen it, though. Yeah,
you?
it's shown up. It's shown up for you.
Eric, the second result for me is two ladies.
Black Ice Podcast.
It's called Icebox Strength.
Black Ice Podcast is two women
I thought you said
with a
Icebox.
microphone.
So we're calling it the icebox, like in the icebox, but it's under the Black Ice
Judo?
YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, I can subscribe to
maybe I
that.
do that. Black
There we go.
Ice Judo. Hey,
I know
let's
that
not-
guy.
Let's not.
I know
make
that
this
guy.
Let's not make this like the part of the podcast of us like searching this stuff down.
Yes, but another wonderful episode. We have some fun stuff ahead of us. We are almost at episode 50. I will have to do some special whiskey for episode 50. I mean, that'll be good. We'll have something. But yeah, with that,
Found it. Let's go.
y'all have a wonderful week. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.